My nephew Ben did that.
No, it's...
Pulled his own tooth, saving a lot of money to the whole family.
You don't see this on most shows.
I think Bobby wants to get a close-up of that.
Yes,
Yes.
Bob.
Bobby wants to get a close-up of
Yes.
that.
Ben's tooth there.
Yeah. See if you can get it because...
Well, I don't know what we have. There you are.
No,
I think they saw
no,
that.
it means something to me because I tape these shows off the air, and in after years, I'll look at a close-up of that on my...
This is the dumbest show I've seen. A man brings his nephew's tooth on. I've seen people plug things, but I have never seen somebody plug their nephew's tooth. That's, we've really come to the bottom of it.
No, we haven't. I think it's significant in that it's an act of love.
Did he put it under a pillow?
No, he pulled it this morning and sent it in to me through his brother. Don't you see?
I see.
That's not an insignificant trifle in the life of a small boy, is it?
That's right, right.
No.
Sent it to you as an act of love.
That is correct. He gave me part of himself.
That's very nice.
Did your nephew ever send you in a tooth?
Very strange things my nephew sent me. Most of them I prefer not to mention. They put him away when he was 7. Weird child. Well, this is, I didn't know that Shakespeare was in real estate.
Yeah.
Here's a mouthwash that's effective against bad breath, and it tastes good.
Why punish yourself?
A mouthwash has to taste bad to work.
No, Walter, Lavoris works, and it tastes good.
But-
But nothing, Walter. Tests prove not even the leading antiseptic mouthwash is more effective against bad breath than Lavoris. And Lavoris is the one more dentists use, Walter.
It really works?
Works for me, doesn't
Lavoris works, and it tastes good. Ever notice how much worse your child's cold sounds than yours? It is worse. The breathing passages are smaller, the nose clogs up more, the chest is more uncomfortable. Many colds medicines aren't recommended for young children. Vicks Vapor Rub is. It relieves congestion for up to 8 hours. She breathes better, feels better, so she can sleep. Vicks Vapor Rub, an effective decongestant for the miseries of a cold.
Travel arrangements provided by United, flying to more of your land more often than any other airline. In New York, the Tonight Show staff is staying at the New York Sheraton Hotel, one of the more than 240 Sheraton hotels and motor inns worldwide.
Back, my guests tonight are Tony Randall. We will have mentalist Mark Stone, who claims to have ESP, later on the show, for real. We have J.P. Morgan. We have Oleg Popov from the Moscow Circus. And right now we have a young man who's making his 16th appearance on this show, David Brenner. He's slightly warped, which is good if you do comedy. You have to have kind of a ding-a-ling mind. He will start a series of college concerts, and then we'll be opening December 22nd at the Sahara with Sonny and Cher in Las Vegas. Would you welcome, please, David Brenner.
Thank you. Hey, nice to be home in New York. I want to tell you, I flew in today. I flew in about a week ago, and, I hate to fly. You know that. I hate to fly. And I get nervous, very nervous. And I found out something very interesting. We had a little trouble on the plane. And you know how the stewardesses always tell you, they made us sit down, they always tell you, in case of any problem, the little door above you will open. The oxygen mask will come out. Hold it over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. You know what breathing normally is when you're plunging 20,000 feet a second? I sucked the mask, the cord, half the ceiling, the movie. And then I get the JFK. You know what it is in the baggage check. You wait there an hour for your bag with that rubber thing knocking them around. And I'm waiting there like 20 minutes, and my suitcase doesn't come out. Only the handle. And I let it go around about 4 times. I was afraid to pick it up. You know, there's a guy there from New York. What are you doing? That's my handle, you know. Great ending, right? Comedian David Brenner killed over a handle at the airport. But it could happen here. You know, everyone knows about New York, even the airlines. Do you know what they say? And this is true. When you land anywhere else, let's say Los Angeles, they always say to you something like, if you're staying over in Los Angeles, we hope you have a pleasant visit. Thank you for flying with us. See you again. Bye. You know what they say when you land here in New York? This is legitimate. They say, if you're terminating in New York City. Minute panic, right? Because I'll tell you something, LA has its crime too, but the people in Los Angeles are so relaxed. They call you up every day. You want to play tennis? I tell them, no, I don't want to play tennis, and they pick on me. They say, oh, come on, you're a New Yorker. That's why you don't play sports. We have sports in New York City, crossing the street. You know what the favorite sport in New York City is? Trying to wake up alive. Right, everywhere else they get up, oh, it's sunny, I'm going to go for a walk. We wake up, I'm alive. The TV's going, there's a knife in my foot, but I'm alive. But I'm not afraid, but I'll tell you, they say crime is so bad now. And you know, but I'm still neurotic. In my apartment here in New York, on the door, I have bolts and chains and bars and a peephole. And I got the new one. It turns. Have you seen it? I can see 12 blocks in any direction. And I'm not afraid to walk the streets. I'm not in New York City. I wouldn't go through Central Park at night. Who would? Even the trees are afraid. Right, you see them leaving. I'm going to Fifth Avenue. I can't take this. You see ants come up wearing little helmets. Is it safe? But I'll tell you what would make the streets safer in this campaign, if the New Yorkers would cooperate more with the police. Because there are too many New Yorkers who will say to you, listen, if you get in trouble in New York City, you didn't see anything. Don't be a witness. You don't get involved. Right? You ever see those guys? No, officer, he took my ear. It's okay. Now, I comb the hair down on this side. I don't need it. No complaint, really. It was a black, white, blue person. He ran off somewhere. I don't want to get involved. And then I don't understand because our prisons are overcrowded. They're like bakeries, right? You take a number to wait to get in. And someone came out with a dumb idea. You know, the open prison system, which works in Puerto Rico and Europe. And that is that the prisoners go home Friday, you know, and they spend the weekend with their families. And they come back, you know, Monday morning. Can you see trying to do that in New York City? We can't get city government workers to come back Monday morning. But I like New York. You know, even with its problems, it's still the greatest city in the world. And I'll tell you why. Because, thank you, New Yorkers. They clap and get mugged. That's nice. I should know I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, so I appreciate New York. Oh, right. Little dull there, right? Great place to bring up your grandparents. Really, it is dull. In the newspaper, they print blank horoscopes. It's true. You know you don't have a future, right? You don't have to look in the paper. You want to know what it's like in Philadelphia? I'll tell you. When you go home tonight, if you want to know what it's like to live there, when you go home tonight, go into your closet and stay there. And let someone throw in some scrap on tasty cakes. But here in New York, what's great about New York is that the people, you don't get hassled in New York. You do your own thing. They don't care what you do or say. Like in New York, you say, hey, look at him, he's sucking a fire hydrant. That's okay, man, that's his thing. That's my hydrant. Go suck another hydrant. That's his thing. And you must come back again in January for the fun to help celebrate the annual holiday, the garbage strike. But I'll tell you how you can beat it. You don't have to worry about the garbage strike. There are ways you can beat it, folks. The most obvious, of course, is you take your garbage, you put it in a suitcase, take it outside, put it down on the pavement, and look away for a second. Thank you. And New Yorkers, they don't care, right? New Yorkers, they mix humor with all the problems. You ever see New Yorkers? What's the matter? They won't collect the garbage? We'll eat it. All right, we'll take care of it. You ever see people do something very dumb? They think, we all do it, that our voices will be heard better if we do this. Hey, how you doing? Right, we hear better like this. What? We see like this. Yeah, how you doing? Right, okay, see it, right, all right. It comes from the movies, you know, Ship Ahoy and all that. You know, if we did everything we see in movies, our lives would be insane. Like, imagine doing this. It's in every murder mystery. Imagine if you did this. You hear a noise in your house, and you go with your pajamas to the steps, and you say, who's there? Right? It's me, Arnold Bitterman, rapist, part-time murderer. I'm robbing your house. And I'll tell you, I saw the dumbest ending I ever saw in a movie. I saw King Kong. And you know the classic scene where King Kong is on top of the Empire State Building? By the way, you know, I think if he climbed up there today, no one in New York would pay any attention to him. All right, look at that ape. Yeah, and we're late for work. What do you bother me with an ape? But anyway, the dumbest ending, you can't believe this. King Kong is up there, right? 2 tons of ape, and he falls 120 stories, hits the pavement, boom. Not even a crack. He lands like a gorilla feather. Okay, we'll believe that. But then King Kong lays there for 2 weeks while people walk around looking at him. That's in the heart of the garment district. They would have made coats out of him in 20 seconds. And then the great scene, I love the scene where he eats the Subway. Oh, who would eat the Subway? You don't even like to ride it with all those perverts who live there? They do. They have their mail sent to them. Pervert, care to D train, 53rd and Lex. Thank you. Right? And do you believe, and you see this on the news all the time, do you believe this? You always see pictures on the news of Mayor Lindsay riding to work on the subway. You know what I think? I think in his office he has a subway seat, a strap in a window, and he fakes it.
Well, I'm glad the blame is shifted from myself to
me.
you, because you will be #1 now on the most wanted by the New York Tourist Council.
I know.
They've been after, you know, comedians doing jokes
Yeah.
about New York City, making it sound like
I know.
it's the jungle. So you will hear from them shortly.
Yeah, I hope my phone's working when I call.
We'll be back after we do this from one of our sponsors. You did it again.
Seems like every other day someone comes out with something new for your washing machine. Well, someone's finally come out with something new for your dryer. It's called Cling Free, the anti-static fabric softener. You just spray it in your dryer before you dry, and Cling Free's exclusive CF17 penetrating action makes everything come out soft and static-free. Cling Free costs less than leading softeners, and there's no dryer buildup. Cling Free puts in softness, takes out cling.
This Christmas, Steve Farrell bought a present for himself, the all-new Dutch Masters cigar jar. He really liked the opaline glass jar with its new seascape design, but the part he liked best was inside. 25 mild Dutch Masters presidents. Steve thinks the Dutch Masters cigar jar is the best present he ever bought for himself. And for his wife. We won't tell if you won't.
Do Philadelphians get mad at you when you do jokes about Philadelphia?
They're not up this late. It's 11:30.
I guess we'll never know, will we? No, you got to be
I
careful.
hope not.
New York,
No, I
New
love
York is
Philadelphia.
getting real uptight
I know.
about it, you
I
know.
know. I love New York City.
It's a great city.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And any of those things can happen in a large city, right? I sound like I'm doing a cop-out for the city.
No, but
Right.
it's true, and it's a problem because people all over the country are now afraid to come to New York because of jokes like this, and it's hurt theater very, very badly, which depended so on tourists. And the fact is that cities like Baltimore and Houston and I think 17 other cities have a higher crime rate than
Other
New York.
cities, according to
Right.
Mayor Lindsay.
Yeah.
New York
Yeah.
is 11th, something like that. So it's not all bad.
No, I like it.
This is your 16th time on this show?
Right, yeah.
What did you do the first time you were on the show? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember I worked out actually, it's a routine that I get a lot of, this is the only routine I get a lot of requests for. You know, this was the first show I ever did on television. And one night when I was working at the improvisation, that's over on, God bless you. That's over on 44th and 9th, which is safe, you know. It's a
You
place
realize you
where-
all have to stay here overnight now. That lady is obviously ill. So.
But anyway, one night when I was at the improvisation, I worked out a routine right before I did this show. And
I
did
don't
it.
recall what
It's
it
a
was.
routine about the crowds in New York City with a dead man.
Oh, that sounds...
Yeah, I'd like to do it.
Do it.
Could I do it again?
Sure.
Yeah, oh, I'd love
I
to
don't-
do it. Yeah, all right. I have to stand up for you.
Okay.
Okay? All right. All right, here's the premise. The idea The routine, you know how crowded it is in New York City, right? Especially this time of the year. You know, you're walking down the street, crowds jam, packing you against the walk. You try to walk here, they carry you there. You know, when you leave for work in Manhattan and you get into that crowd of millions of thousands of people jamming and crushing you, you have to announce to the crowd where you want to get off. Can you throw me over 58th and Lexington? Yeah, look, try to push me in the next building. I work there. Thank you. Boom. So I figured out the way you could commit the perfect murder and get away with it. All you do is you take the dead body with you, and you push him into the crowd. They take him for the rest of the week. Boom, there it goes, into Macy's department store, up this escalator backwards through women's lingerie. Boom, down the street past Cook's Funeral Home where they offer him a job as a sign. Boom, the body's thrown in the Army Induction Center where it's classified 1A. Finally, the body falls into traffic, gets killed 3 more times. Boom, boom, boom. A high school class trip picks up the body, the teacher. Who's talking? Is it you? The big boy in the back with the blue face. You? Boom, they carry him into Radio City, does 20 minutes with the Rockettes. Boom, out, up Broadway where he gets mugged twice and raped once. Finally, the body's thrown on the 6th Avenue subway, a cop sees him. Hey, Harry, look at this guy, weird, huh? Standing on his head, holding a strap with his foot. But we can't do anything unless he spits, smokes, or carries a lighted pipe. Hang on.
Funny, when you started to do that, it came back to me. That's
it's insane,
a premise
right?
you don't ordinarily come up with. That is crazy.
I got the idea because it was around this time of the year, because I did the show a year ago, January. And it was around this time of the year, and I was trying to shop. And I got caught in a crowd, and they literally, you know, the kind of crowd where if you drop a quarter, it doesn't land. You know that? And they literally carried me. I wanted to go across the number street, and they carried me across Lexington.
It could happen here.
And I thought, you know, when I went over to the Improv that night, I said, you know, I got up on stage, I said, if I would have had a heart attack, I would have just gone like that for the rest of the week in New York City.
Nobody will know.
Yeah, my shoes upside down and going.
Crazy. We're going to come back. We have J.P. Morgan. We have Mark Stone, who's going to conduct some experiments. And coming out in just a moment, Oleg Popov. Have you ever seen Popov perform?
Oh, yes, yes.
I've never seen him in person. I've seen some film, but that should be kind of exciting. We will do this, and then Mr. Popov will join us.
This Christmas, Barbara got her boyfriend the Dutch Masters Showcase, a handsome redwood case with a sliding plastic top. And inside, there's a fine assortment of Dutch Masters, 34 great-tasting cigars in all. Barbara couldn't resist keeping the handsome wooden case for herself and giving only the cigars. The Dutch Masters Showcase. Please, give it cigars and all.
Don't ask a cold tablet or nighttime liquid to do Contact's job of continuous relief. You're looking right at the reason. 600 tiny time pills in this one capsule can give you up to 12 hours of relief from the cold symptoms you hate. Sneezing, runny nose, nasal congestion. One at night, one in the morning. That's it. Not just nighttime relief, but all day, then all night relief. That's Contact's job. Give your cold to Contact. #1 in the whole world.
To a great part of the world, the name Popov is probably as famous as Marcel Marceau, Canteen Floss, Chapman, and he's an honored artist in the USSR, and he's currently appearing here with the Moscow Circus, which is at the Felt Forum of Madison Square Garden for the next 6 weeks. Would you welcome, please, the extraordinary Oleg Popov.